Welcome to Buddhism for Everybody. My name is Tim. Today I'm going to be talking about thinking. Here are some questions we can ask ourselves. Who am I? Why am I here? How does all of this around me work? These are three simple questions that Buddha answered with his teaching on the Four Noble Truths. And each of these will be given a dedicated video to more completely answer them. But the concise ideas sound like this. Who am I? I am single, present, moment, thinking only. Why am I here? I am here to increase positive thinking and positive karma and decrease negative thinking and negative karma. And then, how does it all work? All phenomena arise due to cause and condition. When they meet, they produce a result. This is called karma. So those are three questions, and this video is about the first one, the question of who am I? And who are you? All of us look inward from time to time and ask this question in some form. The answers we can make up, the answers we can find around us, they're truly limitless. The answers we decide on as being true are part of what we call view. View in total is our mental construct that answers questions like this. Religion, philosophy, and science are all traditions or disciplines that humans use to create this view. One's view can be focused entirely on one of these, or it can be any kind of combination of them. Throughout our lives, we are incorporating our experiences into our view. Our view is always changing, at least a little bit. Parts of our view we will adopt when we are very young, observing what surrounds us and learning from parents, teachers, other children. Often these beliefs become lifelong. In ancient times, cultures changed at a slower pace. The flow of information and ideas was much slower, and communities could live for generations without much exposure or contact to different views. Media as we know it didn't exist, and even written text was rare for most of human history. Our modern culture and technology has accelerated the flow of ideas and information. Finding more is not the challenge. There is a flood of it that constantly bombards us. The challenge is sorting through it all, trying to make some sense of it. When Buddha Shakyamuni came to this world, his compassionate intention was to help the beings here. He could see the suffering and confusion, so he taught the Four Noble Truths. Within the Four Noble Truths are the answers we seek to all our questions. They may not be obvious, because the Four Noble Truths are a very abbreviated form of a very large, comprehensive view. Each part of them is indicating or signaling a much larger set of ideas and principles. They are like a shorthand mnemonic or memory device. The way this works is each of the Four Noble Truths contains 4 principles, a total of 16. And Buddha taught 84,000 sutras, of which 21,000 are elaborations on each of the Four Noble Truths. So there is vast detail, but all of it is within the basic structure, understanding suffering and its cause, and understanding cessation and the path. The tradition I was taught in always put great emphasis on thinking, because thinking is cause. It is cause of suffering, and it is cause of happiness. There are the 3 doors of body, speech, and mind, yes. But body, or action, and speech have no power without mind. So understanding thinking quickly becomes a necessary topic to understand. The truth is, in my opinion, all that we learn and understand in Buddhism comes back to thinking. And thinking is who we are. It is what we are. To know all phenomena, start by knowing self. Who am I? In a previous video, I described ego clinging. this clinging to ego or the illusory I, is how most of us habitually view ourselves. Buddha taught that this is a profound misunderstanding when we cling to an ego entity. He taught that thinking can habitually cling to this idea as if it were true, and when we habitually do this, we believe it is more and more true. More repetition, the deeper the belief becomes. So it is understandable that so many beings fall into this trap. But the truth is, we are thinking. Thinking is what we are. There is no me or I that is thinking. As if there is an entity or self that is engaging in this activity called thinking. This is not true. We are the thinking. It is not something we do. It is what and who we are. More specifically, the definition is single present moment thinking only. This is what's known as 5 isolates of one thing. Let's look at these 5 words in order. Single, meaning we are not multiple. One being, not 2 or more. Present, meaning not the past or the future. The past is gone and the future has not yet arrived. Moment, just one moment. And this moment arose from the past moment and is transforming into the future moment, again and again. But there is only one. I will elaborate on this in another video, which is the topic of time. And then thinking. Thinking is the knower, the chooser, and the decider. Who is choosing? Who is knowing? Who is deciding? It is thinking. Thinking is awareness. And then the last word is only, and this is placed here to indicate and remind us there is nothing else to include. These isolates and nothing more. Single present moment thinking only. Any other quality is imputed. We can, and certainly do, impute other qualities as being ourselves, but they are not. I will elaborate on this also in a future video on the topic of relative truth. This thinking is powerful because thinking is cause, and a cause has the power to create a result. In each present moment, thinking is doing something. It is active. And this activity from one present moment to the next, and so on, again and again, is what has the power to produce our experiences, to produce our phenomena, our universe. This power is called karma. Karma is the power of present moment thinking. Understanding this is, I believe, the key to understanding the Four Noble Truths, how they work and why. Because thinking will either be positive or negative, and based on that, the results or experiences will likewise be positive or negative. These are very broad strokes. They are big ideas that cover a lot of territory. But they are really important because without them, it's very difficult to understand Buddhist principles in any depth. They can be very challenging to accept. Generally, thinking is seen as something that reacts or responds, which it does. But it does both. It is cause and it is responding to external conditions. Both. There will be more detail on this in the video called Cause and Condition. Single present moment thinking only, which creates suffering when it is negative and creates happiness when it is positive. In each moment, again and again and again. Returning to the Four Noble Truths, it is the thinking which is being described. Speech and actions are important, but all of it arises from the thinking. This is why the practice of Buddhism includes meditation, mantra recitation, and prayers, because they are all mind training, training the wild mind, that wants to jump around and do things that are not helpful. Thinking is habitual, and all habits can be changed. I hope this has been beneficial. I intend to put up more videos that get into these topics in more detail. I hope you'll join me later, and thank you for watching.